Myself, Chavan Praveen Kumar Tukaram. I am from Mahatma Phule AC College, Panvel. Now today we will see the remaining part of the poem, that is Indian Weavers. Let's see presentation. I have already told you about poetess introduction, that this poem is written by, we know that, Sarojini Naidu. This is the picture of Indian weavers. Okay, look at the first stanza. Now I will read first stanza. Weavers weaving at break of day, why do you wave garments so gay? Blue as the wing of a halcyon wild, we wave the robes of a newborn child. I have already told you that the poetess Sarojini Naidu, she just asked question to Indian viewers. Now this time she just asked question to Indian viewers that why they are waving at early in the morning. Look at that phrase, that is the break of day. Break of day means early morning scene or early morning. So on that particular occasion, that the poetess Sarojini Naidu, she asked question to Indian viewers that now tell me, why do you wave at the early morning and you are weaving the why do you wave a garment so gay? And we just come to know that I have explanation also here. Look at this slide. You just come to know that the first stanza, it is indicate the beginning of life as a newborn baby. I have already told you that this poem is about the three important stages of human life, and we know that the first important stage of human life is birth. So it's one kind of new beginning of life, and in the first stanza, that poetess Sarojini Naidu, she just described that thing, that the poetess asked to the weavers that why they are weaving cloths in the morning, which is a very beautiful and charming. The cloths are blue and like the wing of a halcyon. That the halcyon means one type of bird, or we called it a kingfisher bird. When we actually see that bird, we know that there is a very we can say that the wings of that kingfisher birds are very bright blue in color, and the blue color indicates the loyalty, tenderness of a mind which is precious and beautiful. And so that is why the Indian viewers, they just reply that they are weaving the cloth for the newborn baby who had just come in this world. So what I want to tell you that we just celebrate that moment because it's the beginning of life. And in the first stanza, that the Indian viewers, they just tell the reason why they wave that cloth. They just wave cloth for a newborn baby. It means that this stanza indicate the charming life of a human with full of happiness, tenderness, hope, freshness, beauty, like a newborn child. And there is no place for ill feeling and sorrow. So what I want to tell you that we are the people, we are human beings, and that the poetess, she just focus on the first stage of human life, that is the birth stage. We just celebrate that moment, we just celebrate that thing because it's the beginning of life. Look at the second stanza. Let me read first of all. Weavers weaving at a fall of night, why do you wave a garment so bright? Like the plums of a peacock, purple and green, we wave the marriage veils of a queen. So there are some difficult words here also. Look at the second stanza, first line. That is there is a one phrase, that is the fall of night. What is fall of fall of night? It means that it's a evening. It's a evening time. It's the evening time, and now in the second stanza that the poetess Sarojini Naidu, again she just asked question to Indian viewers. Now tell me, at the evening time, why they just wear a garment so bright? I have already told you that each that all Indian weaver they just wear a cloth on a day on a particular time, or we can say that they just wear a cloths, different cloths on a different occasion. So it's a different time. In the first stanza, we have seen that the Indian weaver they just wave at early in the morning. Now in the second stanza, that Indian weavers they just wave at a fall of night. Fall of night means evening scene. And now this time that the poet again she asks them one question that now tell me why do you weaving a garment so bright, that all such kinds of garment which was weaving by Indian weaver they are looking so beautiful, they are it looks very good. And and we just come to know that when we compare the color, or that the color which is symbolized in the second stanza, we know that each and every stanza that the poetess Sarojini Naidu she just use different color also, and that the color it symbolize one thing. Actually I have already told you in the second stanza we just come to know that the second stanza indicates the adulthood of human life. Adulthood, or we call it a young stage. This is the second stage of human life, that is the adulthood or young stage. We know that in young stage there is ups and downs. Sometimes we become happy, sometimes we become sad. So in this second stage we find there is a struggle or all such kinds of things. And now that the Sarojini Naidu she just described the second stanza, or we just come to know that it's the evening time, that everywhere there is a darkness in paths, and that poetess meet with weavers. And when she actually meet weavers, she again asks that why they are weaving so bright garment like the plumes of a peacock. Plums means wings, short feather, and that now this time that Indian weavers they just wave such a kind of beautiful cloth, and it is like a short feather of a peacock. Have you seen peacock? We know that the peacock, that peacock it has a small wing or soft feather. Just like that we find there is a different color like purple, green. And now this time that the poetess observed that garments are very bright, and it have a purple and green color like a feathers of peacock. So she just actually compare that the cloth which was weaving by Indian weavers, and they are looking like the feather of peacock. Okay, now look at the third stanza. Let me read first of all that stanza. Weavers weaving so solemn and still, what do you wave in the moonlight chill? White as a feather and white as a cloud, we wave a dead man's funeral shroud. That now this time, this is the last stanza. Before that, there is again difficult phrase here or word. Solemn. Solemn means serious. And now this time that all the Indian viewers they are looking so serious. Now there is a reason behind it. Why all Indian viewers they are looking so serious? They are stand still. They are stable, because in the third we know that when we think about the third stage of human life, that is it is about old age, or say that in other world it's last stage of human life is death. And now this time that the Indian viewers they just wear different types of cloth. The third stanza indicates the end of life with struggle in grief. So in this final stanza that the poetess observe, viewers are very calm and still under the moonlight. Actually, we know that if there is a death which happen in our surrounding, at that time we become stand still. We are very serious. That all the people they are looking so serious, just like all Indian viewers. Now this time they just wear white cloth for that dead body. So that is why it's a sad moment, sad thing. So that is why that all the Indian viewers they are very calm, they are become very silent and still under the moonlight. It's actually chill moonlight. It's a night scene, and they are looking so quiet and silent. And now they are wearing some white garments. We know that in the earlier stanza, when we celebrate the beginning of life, when we celebrate that human stage of life, that is the birth stage, at that time we just celebrate that it's a happy moment in our life. So that is why we just celebrate that thing, because this is the beginning of our life, first stage in the earlier in the first stanza. And look at the last stanza. Now this time the viewers, they are same viewers. Now that Indian viewer, they are looking so serious. And why they become so serious? Because it's a sad moment. So that is why they are looking so quiet and silent, and they are wearing some white garments. And we know that the garment is as white as the cloud. Look at the figure of speech which is used by the poetess. It's a simile, and that the garment it looks that the garment is as white as the cloud. Okay, cloud is a colorless, indicating emotionless and lifelessness of life. We know that. And in this way, according to the poetess Sarojini Naidu, life begins with a joy and charm. At middle stage, it is full of struggle and prosperity and human life. And that life, it ends tragically with sorrow and grief. So it's a very actually beautiful and wonderful poem. Personally, I like this poem because it is about our life. It is about human stages of life. These are the three stages of human life. When you actually see board paper at that time, you will definitely you will find there is some activity on this poem. In board exam, board maybe ask you appreciation of the some question or some activity on this topic, like interpretation question, personal response question, poetic devices, as well as I have already told you there is a question number 3b, and it is about an appreciation of poem. So it's my advice to all of you that you should focus on this section, that is the poetry section. We have 14 marks when we think about section B, that is the poetry. That is, it is about 14 marks, 10 marks for activity and 4 marks for an appreciation of poem. When you actually study this poem, we will get all such kinds of things, and this poem is it looks very, though this poem it looks very easy, but we know that there is a hidden meaning in this poem. We just get one kind of life lesson through this poem. So I want to give some examples, figure of speech examples. There are various figure of speech example. Okay, let me conclude my lecture. Thank you.